you joined me on a Sunday evening. The time is currently quarter to midnight or quarter to 12, and I'm going to do a day in the life. So I'm going to go through what I actually get up to on a Monday, maybe into Tuesday too, depending on how much content I actually get for you. The week has already started trading wise, but it also hasn't started. So I'm going to explain that for you now. I obviously don't trade on Sundays, but I also do trade on Sundays. So if there is a gap big enough for me to be like, oh, that's a big gap, then I'm going to trade it. I'm going to trade it and I'm going to try and make profit from it. And we did obviously have that. You've seen recently with Trump, when the orange man opens his mouth, it's usually good, but when he talks about tariffs, it's not good, especially for my investment portfolio. I can't even afford a haircut because of what Trump's done, but we still love him. And also GU, EU, and pretty much every pair had a huge gap. So I was looking to trade this gap, but unfortunately, if I swing the camera, you guys can see that when price actually came down here, obviously this is where price opened, I was looking to get in the trade. But if you see the time, these are 15-minute candles. By the time price got down near the area, and then obviously the next candle opened at 11, it was already pushing up. What that basically means is that between 10 and 11 UK time, it's the spread hour. The spread usually on GU, it's like, half a pip or something like that, sometimes even less, like 0.2 of a pip. It's usually a few pips, when price is actually open during these times. So I wanted to get in the trade, the spread was too high, I couldn't get in the trade, and now it's ran to TP, which would have been a 1 to 1.7%. And I was ready to risk 2% on this trade, so I would have made 3.4% in 45 minutes. It would have been a great start to the week, would have made up for a few months of losing on my swing account, but that's fine. And I am going to update you on the swing account because I've upped my risk a lot. And the main reason for this is I was happy with my max drawdown. I'm okay with losing more, so I'm okay with risking more now. So let's say a month that would be a 2% losing month could now be, a 6%, 7% losing month. So you might have seen that, but I'm okay with that, and that's completely fine. The whole account was to test anyway, and it's still a testing account for me. It's not a strategy that I teach in my mentorship. It's not anything like that. It's a strategy that I'm literally testing. And I've seen the good things, I've seen the bad things, and now I'm testing new things, obviously, in the live markets too, because I feel like trading live is sometimes a lot better than trading just on back-tested data, but that is might just be me. So what I'm actually doing tomorrow, so I'm going to do my normal analysis, and hopefully we can get a nice trade on a challenge account or something and make some profit. What I am going to do tomorrow, probably around lunchtime, New York session time, I'm going to do a live call with the mentorship members. I'm going to go through some back-tested data, going to show them what I'm working on with a new addition to, obviously I have my London session strategy. I'm going to show them what I'm working on with my New York session strategy, because if I make any advancements in my trading, I'm going to let the mentorship members know. And obviously if they want to ask me any questions, they can ask me any questions. So I will be going live to the 800 or something members we have in the group. Hopefully they will be excited for that. They are absolutely smashing it in the markets recently. Some of them making thousands and thousands of dollars. Some of them even making more than me, which is absolutely great when a student becomes the master. That's just great. So at the desk now, as you guys can see, we have the setup. And yeah, hopefully this week is very, very fruitful. And we obviously missed 3.4% to start the week, but we can just forget that out of our minds and start the week tomorrow morning, fresh, ready to go. So there we go. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay guys, so it is currently in the morning. And as you can see from the S&P 500, we have absolutely melted and we're currently down 24%, which as an investor in the S&P 500 is not really the best thing to be seeing. There you go. So my money is now worth less because I put quite a lot of money into the S&P 500, which isn't ideal. But as you guys know, if you are avid investors, you should be greedy when others are fearful. So everyone's scared right now. People are considering selling their investments and all these different things. But personally, this obviously isn't financial advice. I think it's a good time to start dollar cost averaging. So building a lower position in the S&P 500. So obviously I've been buying the whole way up. So obviously as you're buying and price goes up, your average position increases. Whereas if price goes down like it has now, 24-25%, it can be a good time to actually start buying consistently again, even if the market is going down. The rule that people should follow is buy no matter what. If price goes up, you buy. If price goes down, you buy. And long term, over the past however many years, like 70 years plus or whatever, however long the S&P has been around, it's historically worked. And the people that have bought consistently have always made profit. You've seen it in 2008, you've seen it in 2020, you've seen it in, I think, 1987. When the market crashes, it usually always returns back. And obviously people always like, oh, Trump's destroyed the market and everything like this. But I don't think what Trump's done is actually that bad for America, because they're just, as he calls them, reciprocal tariffs. And it personally makes sense. Obviously, it's not great because I'm losing money technically, but obviously I haven't sold, so it's not, realized losses. But the unrealized gains are not looking great if I'm being honest, and that's completely fine. So make sure you guys watch all the ads on these videos so I can actually afford to eat. That would be great. But trading wise, if we're going off the topic of investing, GU almost broke structure to the upside. So when I'm saying almost, I mean like very, very close, and I'll show you guys now. So here is where I wanted the price to actually break. So obviously I wanted to break this high, but we basically just created an equal high here, basically like a double top almost. I wanted price to break, and when price retested back into this zone around here, I would have entered longs up higher, something like this. Yeah, something like this. Long position like that, and would have targeted a 1 to 3. But we didn't get that perfect break that I was actually looking for, and the volatility is absolutely crazy right now. You guys will notice it too, and the best way to notice it is if you draw your normal risk to reward on, and it will seem so small. Like your stop loss will seem so tight, the take profit will seem so tiny, and that's when you know there's obviously a lot of volatility, because 10 pips looks like nothing. I thought my stop loss here could be 30 pips even because of the volatility, and that's obviously something you need to be prepared for if you are trading in conditions that aren't normal. When I say normal, I mean without all the speculation in the air with tariffs and what are Europe going to do back and everything like this. So definitely be careful with what you're trading, because you don't want to get into trades just for the sake of it, especially when conditions are bad. You need to be careful. So hopefully we get a good setup, but if not, we'll just do everything we have to do today and just accept that we don't get a setup. So what I'm actually going to do is do a little bit of work and then have some fruit for breakfast. I'm very, very healthy now. I don't really eat anything bad, and I do a lot of exercise. So I usually walk quite a lot. I walk obviously max incline on the treadmill too. I sometimes do running now on the treadmill as well. So, and obviously strength workouts too. So yeah, very, very healthy. And the best thing is it distracts you from your trading. If you say, okay, I now have 30 minutes on the treadmill, then I have a bicep workout, whatever, that's like an hour at least that you're not going to be on the charts, you're not going to be on your phone. Especially if you're running on the treadmill, you can't just scroll on your phone. And it also takes you away from the screen. I feel like that's kind of what traders and business people, we're always on our screens 24/7. So if we're able to have something that takes us away from that, then that is always a positive. So yeah, I'll catch you guys when I get some fruit. So we might not be winning on the charts yet or with our investments, but have a bit of mango, and we have some banana and mango in the bowl ready to eat healthily. So what I'm actually doing right now is having some breakfast at 10 a.m. and then I will hop on a Discord call with the Mentorship members, and hopefully we get a good setup. Price obviously melted through the zone I was looking to buy from. I didn't enter a trade obviously because it wasn't valid because of the failure to break properly. But now price is broken to the downside, but it's not really a clean break, so I can't get an entry on it, unfortunately. I wanted to have a good trade for you guys, but that is exactly the reality of trading. And obviously I don't want you to think that I'm trading every single day, I'm entering loads of setups and making loads of profit, when that just isn't the case. I think last week I had 2 trades, the week before I think 1 trade or something, and that's just the reality of trading. Something I picked up from Mac. You guys will know Mac Gray, check him out. He only takes A+ setups, and I was like, if I only took A+ setups, I would be so much more profitable. I wouldn't have as many drawdown periods, I would make more profit, and it would just be easier for me. So that's kind of something I've adopted. And yeah, in my Telegram group, I obviously only share A+ setups. So people would join it and expect trades every single day, but that's just not how I trade. And people will say, oh, can you trade every day? I want to trade every day. It's like, no. If you don't like it, leave. If you want to see my setups that win, obviously, that I pass prop firm challenges with, I get payouts, then join. If you don't want that, then leave. It's literally that simple. So going to eat the fruit, very, very healthy, of course. And then I'm going to, get on the call with the Discord members, the mentorship members, and talk them through what I've been working on. The live call is actually done. I think we had a 43-minute Q&A call with the mentorship members, and I'll obviously have that uploaded to the course site soon. And a lot of them are saying positive things. I'll put them on the screen. Everyone loved hearing my answers, which is always great to see. If people are struggling with anything, I always like to help. But in the markets currently, some people in my group did actually catch that short that I was mentioning. For me, it wasn't a A+ setup, so I didn't enter it. But a lot of the guys in the group are making a lot of money. They're making nice 3% on this trade. So what I'm actually planning on doing now, it's quite sunny outside. Obviously it looks very dark in here because sometimes I have to have the curtains closed so I can actually see my screens. But I might go out and sit out in the garden for a little bit, maybe do some weights in the garden, and depending on how hot it is out there, it might still be quite chilly. But yeah, that was a quick update. Finished my call. Kind of want to show you guys what I'm doing throughout the day. What I'm going to do now is continue testing. I have this new New York strategy I'm testing, and I think it's going to be something good. The results so far are very, very positive. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of trading, we're at 7% profit with a 1% max drawdown. And if you guys know that kind of return, is very, very promising. And obviously I'm not going to speak too soon. I don't want to jinx it, and I have the next 10 months of trading is absolutely horrific, but I'm just saying it's a promising start. I've had promising starts previously, but this one is very, very promising. That's just something I want to tell you guys. So yeah, 11 a.m. and if I just look at the temperature, obviously I'm not going to show you guys where I live, but it is 14 degrees. It's going to get up to 16 in 3-4 hours, so it might wait till then to go outside and get some sunshine. But make sure you get your steps in, make sure you work out every day, and make sure you're keeping active as well as sticking at the charts all day. That's something I can definitely advise for you guys. So nice blue sky, very, very nice and toasty, and we're just chilling in the garden getting some nice hard-earned sun. Okay guys, so we just hopped on the treadmill, and what we're going to do, we're going to put it on max incline, obviously, and we're going to put it on setting number 3, just like this, and we are ready to speed up, ready to walk. You guys can probably just see the top of my head, but the main reason why I walk on the treadmill with the max incline and not just outdoors, firstly, I do it in the conservatory, so it's really, really warm, and I feel like it just feels like you're doing more. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels better. And I can obviously walk on a flat ground and have a constant incline. If I'm walking up hills, if I'm walking on just normal ground, obviously it's always different. I want to have a constant incline, so it's tough the whole time. I have to walk up and down the same hill, and obviously I can choose how far I go. I don't have to plan a route or anything. It's just, and it also means I'd have to leave the house, which as a trader you can probably imagine is probably a trader's dream. And you'll probably notice I don't listen to music or anything. A lot of people say, oh, why don't you listen to music when you work out? The main reason is because I usually have my phone there with the Notes app open. When I'm lifting weights, when I'm running or when I'm walking on a treadmill like this, it's usually when I come up with my best ideas. It probably sounds quite cliche, but just not going on your phone, not watching a video, not listening to music, obviously just having your own thoughts. You know, I'm not saying like thoughts like Goggins where you should like, you know, conquer your mind, but having thoughts that like, all I think about is, what's a good video idea? What do I need to test next to my strategy? Like just random things like this. So that's what I do. And obviously talking and walking does make you a little bit out of breath. Don't worry, I'm not actually that unfit. But yeah, I'll do 30 minutes on here. Then I go into another room in the house where I have dumbbells, I have the barbell, I have the calisthenic, I don't know what they're called, where you obviously add them to either side of your arms and you do like the L sit or whatever. I also have like a pull-up station where, you know, I just do at-home workouts because it's so much easier than going to a gym, to be honest. And where I live there aren't any good gym options because, you know, it's fairly rural. So yeah, that is a little snippet of how I work out. Max incline 30 minutes, speed free. Then we go and train some weights. So yeah, let's get this done. Okay guys, so hopefully you can see that, but 30 minutes done. I'm sweating like crazy, as you can probably see. I used to have a temperature gauge in here and it would usually be in the sun about 40 degrees, 42 degrees Celsius, which is very, very hot. So what I'm going to do now is do a weights workout and then get back in the office after a shower and get back to work. Day in life of a Forex trader. Okay guys, so it is 9:25 in the morning and we have a setup on GU and we're looking to short around this area here. If price does come up into this area, we're looking to trade it down. If we just check if there's any news, okay, there's no red news here, as you can see today, which is a great sign. So now we obviously can take the trade if it does come up and take our limit. But yeah, just wanted to update you and say that we do have a trade that's coming up and hopefully we can get into the trade. As you guys see, the trade is running beautifully. This trade was sent in my group, my Telegram group. Obviously, if you want to join the link trade analysis, there is a link in the description. It will probably be the first link in the description. We're currently running halfway to TP, so 1.6% profit on this trade. And hopefully this candle breaks the structure and we get the final push down and hopefully get a nice 3% profit to start the week off in the group. And obviously I traded it on my account too, so hopefully we can make some profit on that as well. But that is a little update on the trade. You know, if we just put it there, hopefully price does this, falls all the way down to the TP. We are very, very close. When I say close, I mean, you know, 12 pips away, 12, 13 pips away. But to me, that is pretty close. Boom, TP hit on this trade, 3 candles, 3% made, let's go. So it is the Wednesday morning now because we have just passed midnight and that trade you saw was absolutely beautiful. We have obviously started the week well, 2 days into the week, 3% profit made. And if I quickly show you here, let me just get it up on this screen. So I'm actually editing the video currently that you are watching, but as you see, TP hit plus 3% in 3 candles. So 3 candles after entering the trade, which means obviously it was, I think if we look carefully, around 34 minutes and we made 3%. So actually we can see it here. I sent the trade at 9:25. We hit TP at 10:03. So it's 38 minutes. I actually edited because I made a spelling mistake, but yeah, absolutely beautiful. As you see, Price was down here when I sent the trade, so I was looking to short from this area. Then price came up, tagged us in, and melted straight to the downside, which is always a great feeling. The trade, you know, the past few weeks, it's been quite slow for me. I haven't had as many setups as I usually do. As you can see here, the trade above, we did actually get stopped out on. So I'm not here to say that, you know, every single trade is going to be a winner and I'm going to win every single trade. And if you join, you're going to win every single trade. That is just not something I'll ever claim, and not something you should ever believe as well. Be careful what you believe. And, you know, if you believe the wrong things, you will get let down when your expectations aren't met by the reality when you actually face it. So definitely be careful with that. But yeah, overall, pretty good day today. I've done a lot of back testing today, which is always great. Definitely keeps me busy, and I like developing new things, testing certain things, and just getting better at trading overall. I feel like you can always get better. If your win rate isn't 100%, you can get better. If you're not worth hundreds of millions or billions, you can always get better, and there's always things to do to improve your trading. So I'm always working on improving my trading, and if you are not doing that, then you kind of need to fix up and get to the stage in your trading where you want to improve, where you want to get better every single day, or, you know, every single week even. If you can't manage to improve every single day, which you obviously should be able to, whether it's in your lifestyle or in trading, or maybe the combination of both. You know, if you are a trader, trading is your life. You know, for me, trading is my life. So if you guys want to join the Telegram group and follow my trades, you can join that. If you want to learn how I trade, check out the mentorship. If you did enjoy this day in the life, it was a lot of me talking, and it wasn't as exciting as a normal day in the life would be, and ones I have planned in the future, obviously when I'm going away and doing, you know, fun things. But for today, we had a realistic day in the life. We made 3% profit. I showed you a little glimpse of my life that I do on a day-to-day basis, and kind of a glimpse of the life that's not glamorous as a Forex trader. That's why the title probably says the harsh reality, or, you know, a realistic day in the life of a trader, or something like that. So if you did enjoy, let me know. If you want more of these videos, although they're not super exciting, let me know if you did find this video helpful in any way, and I'll catch you guys next time.